pretty garden.
How unfortunate. That invader didn't even get to invade at all. Yeah, well, sorry for the abrupt introduction, but hello, people of the internet, and welcome back to Dark Souls 1 fucking kill me playthrough. This episode in particular is fucking I don't want to be alive. Because this whole episode, and here's where I would put the intro, but that stupid bullshit happened. Just fucking, I hate this, but I also love it at the same time because it's fun, but it's also really stressful. So I'm not too big on, no, too keen on thrills. Like, you try to put me on a roller coaster, I don't think of, wow, this is really fucking fast and cool and shit. I think, oh shit, I'm going to die if one little screw is misplaced. Just because that's the type of person I am. But, anyhow, I got a lot of gripes that I want to get off my chest in this episode, so you're gonna fucking parry. But I will get to those when I get to them. For right now, I mentioned in the last episode that I liked to draw. I'm big into art. I do a lot of traditional sort of anime manga stuff, but it's kind of I've kind of developed a weird style. I feel like, for those of you who don't know by my channel art, I am a big fan of Hirohiko Araki's series JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, which is a fantastic manga slash anime series. I recommend you read the manga because the anime is only about like halfway through the full story so far. But I've sort of derived a lot of things from him. I don't do shading that well necessarily. I do a lot of cross hatching and occasionally stippling, but it's mainly cross hatching. Even though I do sort of have a problem with curving my lines at the end. And right there, we're not dealing with that fucker just yet. We gotta get this elevator, holy shit. Yeah, I'm big into the arts. At the time of this recording, at the date of this recording, I am going to be getting a digital art tablet to make the transition from traditional into digital, because the idea of having layers and an undo button has never seemed so goddamn nice at any point in the past. So yeah, I don't know if once I go digital, I've tinkered around with the idea of recording me like drawing things and then just like talking over them, because as mentioned in the last episode with Plague of Gripes, he does like really long videos that you should really like listen to in the background while you're doing something else. And one of his series is Art Gripes, where he just takes a really fast forwarded recording of him like spending like fucking 8 to 9 hours on a drawing, and he just commentates over it. I've been thinking about doing something like that, but I don't. I might. There's a few things that kind of are like wavering me on whether I'm gonna do it or not. Because I personally, because with artists there's a lot of self-doubt. I don't know if I necessarily like. Oh yeah, he's right there, which fucking spooked me. I don't know if I'm necessarily like good enough that I should be doing stuff like that. Though I think it would be like a nice like documentation of like, here's my progress, here's this from last year, and here's this from this year, and whatever. Ugh. I'll also put my DeviantArt and Instagram both in the description, because my Instagram has essentially become my main art account. I haven't posted anything on DeviantArt in fucking forever because DeviantArt is full of horrible people. um, but yeah, look at it. Look at how fucking like slow this takes. I was really hoping that there was some sort of like hidden like clock like counter system where it's like the longer you take, the more likely you get better items. But as you'll see like later on in the series, it's definitely not the case at all. Um, but yeah, I've tinkered around with the idea of doing that once I go digital. I don't know what I would talk about because I wouldn't consider myself a master in drawing in any fucking like stretch of the imagination. I have a decent idea of how the musculature of the human body works, uh, and I have a good idea of proportions and all this other stuff. But anything that I would say in regards to art would more than likely also come from Plague of Gripes because he's one of the Plague of Gripes or one of the many art tutorial channels like Proco and Secra that I also happen to follow. You can get all your advice from them if you're actually that heavily interested in like learning how to draw people specifically really well. I'd recommend checking out like Proco does really in-depth, like really scientific videos about the human structure. Secret does really like general, like this connects to this connects to that, and this is how things typically are, but you can take it or whatever. Um, yeah. So, well, if I make art videos, also fucking got that guy first try without dying. Hooray for me! Fucking Andre emote, and I only get a Titanite shard. But you know that's fucking great because I need one of those to upgrade one of my shields, which I don't upgrade the heater shields. I don't think. I don't know. I think no. It's the next episode where we go get another shield. Um, but yeah, if I make art videos, do not expect me to make tutorials, nor should you probably take any advice that I give in those videos because, again, I have a very basic sense of how all that works. I would like to get to a professional level so I can, like, have, like, a career in the arts. Because, like, the one thing that I've always sort of wanted to do. Also, like because I got that Firekeeper soul, it reminded me that there's like a lot of secret stuff here in Firelink that I still need to get. Um, what was I gonna say? I was gonna say something about me not knowing about art. Whatever. Oh yeah. I really want to like draw my own comic series, or at least like write my own series. Um, just because like I have like a big ol' fucking like 3 or 4 Google Doc thing of this one story that I've been working on for quite a bit of time now, for like almost a year now, I think. Uh, but I've got like the multiple sections of the story, and like I got like a doc for like all the characters and what their quirks are, and I got another doc of like the fucking timelines and all that shit, and I got another doc for like the fucking script, and I'm really into it. I really want to do it. Uh, I don't like. I'm conflicted on whether or not I want to do it as a webcomic because it's not really like webcomics are typically, in my mind anyway, I don't know, I could be completely wrong about this, but webcomics are typically like a lot more humble, down to earth, almost like slice of life things. Like that's what typically revolves around webcomics, and what I've got going on is kind of like in like your generic like action battle manga type thing with a few uh, political and whatever shit I decided to throw in there to like spice it up. Um, yeah, that's something that I've always wanted to do, but I don't think that I'm at that level right now. But at the same time, I shouldn't really be. I don't think I should be worried about being at a professional level just yet, because I don't even think like maybe if I were to be picked up by like Dark Horse or so like an actual publisher, It probably wouldn't be until like I'm in my mid fucking 20s or something like that. Uh, so because like right now I'm 15. In a few days I turn 16. Have my sweet 16. Learn that driver manual. Um, but motherfucker, I said driver manual and then my brain completely forgot everything about the art thing I was gonna say. Oh yeah. Um, I I think because I'm 16 now, I've got like a good half a decade ahead of me. Oh yeah, look at this guy. And you're gonna witness me making one of these fucking super awkward thumbnails, or at least the super awkward fucking process that it takes to make one. Because like I do this right here. Like I do this right here behind the guy, and then I realize that I have the HUD on, and I'm like, ah, fuck. So I go turn off the HUD, and then I do the same thing over again. I have to turn the HUD back on. Uh, but yeah, I've got like another 5 years ahead of me to like actually hone my craft. And even then, like I didn't think that I was making too much progress in my drawing skill for like the past like couple of years. And then like I looked at the last thing that I made, which I don't know if I'll show it on here. I might. Yeah, fuck it. Yeah, right there, of Jotaro and Josuke from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. I'm not going to Blighttown, by the way. Fuck that. Um, of Jotaro and Josuke from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, and I think I took a look at one of my things on DeviantArt that I made like half a year ago, which I'll put that up right there, right beside it. Oh god, my toes. And I noticed like quite a bit of progress. Like it's surprising. Like even like with the given with the Jotaro and Josuke one, that did have like some reference to it. I didn't like, oh, I'm gonna fucking trace it. Like I went off on my own like little thing to draw it. Uh, just using like general like fucking shape references for like the hair and the hat and stuff. Um, but yeah, I noticed that there's like a lot more progress there than I originally thought. So I'm like, what I'm thinking is like, because if I am to make a comic or a manga series or whatever I decide I want to make in the future, I'm gonna have to go with a simpler art style because you can see like my uh, type of art is not very simple. It's a lot of like heavily detailed, like especially like in like the way that I draw noses. There's a lot of like cross hatching, not cross hatching, but hatching at the very least, to like try and define like the curvature of the nose and stuff. Uh, and like if I am to make something like that, I feel like I'm gonna need to simplify my work, which seems like such a weird thing to say as an artist, because you want to like strive for making like more complicated, more beautiful work. But eh. So now that I've got my whole tangent about art out of the way, I may continue talking about it or whatever later on in the video, or even in the series. Who knows? The reason that I'm down here in New Londo is because I want. Also, the reason that I came down here and went back up to level up because I didn't want to lose any souls on this suicide mission that I was going on. Because this is sort of like a ritual that I go through every single time that I play through Dark Souls 1. Is that when I go and get the Firekeeper soul from up in the Berg, I also come down here and I get the Firekeeper soul down here and I just fucking kill myself because early game, you know, like 600 souls, what is that to you? And also, I love how you just fucking plummet in water in these games. It makes sense it makes sense because, you know, you're in like a full suit of armor and you're carrying around a bunch of garbage. So, yeah, there's that. Uh, but yeah, I kind of want to talk more about the whole art situation, but I'm not too sure what to say about it. Um, this upgraded Estus is like a huge help, specifically for me. I don't know if for other players' play style, but I think that it's because I don't like heal instantly after like each hit. I always like sort of wait until I'm like below half and then I heal. Um, yeah, about the art. Yeah, I think I've got a decent understanding about the musculature of the human body. I think kind of a problem that I have personally is that everything that I make is kind of stiff unless I go full blown like dynamic. The um, I feel like it's been getting less and less stiff as I've been making them. And from what I've seen on IC, which is the artwork and critique board on 4chan, which is the only board I go to, by the way, because fucking 4chan sucks. Um, go there. Fuck. Shit. I'm sorry that I keep on doing this, where like I go out on like another tangent and forget about what I'm saying. Go like, I don't know. Oh, fuck, shit. Was talking about anatomy. I was talking about something being stiff. Oh, as I've seen on IC, a lot of people kind of have a lot of like really beginner artists like myself have like this sort of problem with making dynamic figures because you kind of when you start learning the fundamentals and the basics of how like the human muscular system works, the when you start like drawing it as you see like accurately, um, then it really like stiffens it up because you're like restricting yourself by all these super hardcore rules. And the thing about art in the first place is that you're not like there are no rules to art. There's rules to drawing people. Also, right here, I'm trying to like get the hollows to proc without aggroing Mr. Pineapple over here, but you know it doesn't happen. um, but yeah, the whole entire deal about art in the first place is that there's no set rules on how you're supposed to draw everything. So I know probably nobody here. Also, there's a bell right there. Somebody fucking won at the gargoyles. Congratulations to you, madam or sir, whoever it may be. Um, I don't know if anybody in this that watches my videos actually like cares about art or anything. Um, but if you're like an aspiring artist and you want to make like illustrations, you want to make movies, you want to make videos, you want to make paintings, you want to make whatever. Don't The entire point of art is to learn the rules to break them. Because you gotta learn like how like if you want to draw people like me for instance, you gotta learn how to draw people normally. Like how, oh yeah, that was some supreme luck right there. Also, I didn't mean to fall off there, and I kind of panicked and just did a dive attack. And this is where like the big downfall of Michael sort of happens right here. Uh, but you're supposed to learn how like everything is supposed to work and how you're supposed to draw everything, and then you're supposed to say, well, what rules can I break, what features can I drop, or what features can I enhance, and stuff like that, while still having a pleasant to look at art style. That's how you're supposed to like view it. And I'm not human, and I'm gonna get cornered by all the Boulder Knights, so I just say fuck it. I'm gonna fight the gargoyles. I don't care. And this is one of 2 attempts in this video for the gargoyles. And yeah, so if you're like, oh, I gotta follow the what is it? Is it the 3x3 rule? When filming, where you gotta fill up like uh fucking 6 of like the 9 squares of the picture or frame or whatever it is. I know Ben's probably watching this video. He's like, you fucking know nothing about directing, Michael. Also, speaking of Ben, right there. Let's see. If you're like super following those rules, you gotta like learn to be like, okay, so what can I drop from this sort of like system of how people normally do things? What can I do to be like different or unique or whatever, and it's still like presenting the message that I want to present. You know, that's how you gotta approach art. It's how you approach all fields of art. I think illustration more specifically than others, but art in general is a very general thing. Like any advice they can give for one category of the arts, you can probably give for almost every other one. Like, of course, there are like the film-specific rules because you don't use a camera to paint, you know. But you know, it's still like with like even with like the similarities between like filming and painting, like you gotta get like framing and what's the fucking word I'm looking for? It's when you have like everything aligned in like a good, in a pleasing to the eye way. I don't know. I can't remember. I'll probably flash the word like right there. Man, I do a lot of fucking clapping in these videos. But yeah, there's a lot of similarities between the arts. Yeah, even like during like this fight, like there were fucking 3 people that kindled a bonfire in the last episode, and there's 2 people that beat the gargoyles in this one. What, like, is V doing something that I haven't heard of? Because I don't go to V, because V is full of a bunch of the fucking people who hate each other. Man, I used to go on 4chan quite a bit, and I'm super glad that I stopped, because A, there's an old friend in Cody online right there. Because I used to go on 4chan like on a daily basis, and I would like go there and I'd be all like, ha ha ha, fucking video games, and I'd like get like my shit posts out, and like everybody saying like, oh, because 4chan's a really like, I hate to use the term toxic. I'm gonna use the word negative. It's a very negative environment. Because with the anonymity, and there's a whole video on this that helped me like stop going to 4chan. But there's a lot of negativity that even like I've realized for like the past like year before I stopped going there. Like I realized that, and I think the thing that really ticked me off was you go on B. And there's like all those like, oh, little dick white boy posts by people who are white that just want to trigger white racist guys, and they succeed at it because everybody's super fucking like, they have to project their hate onto something or they are incomplete in life. And I looked at like the sheer fucking amount of them, and I just like, there's just something that like, there's this little switch in my heart that went from irrational to rational and said, wait a minute, these people are fucking horrible. These people are like fucking stupid, like fucking propaganda machines against themselves. they're like making themselves believe that the world and they are as bad as their fucking hyperbolized definition of themselves is. And I know that sounded kind of fucking pretentious, but hyperbolized was the only word that I thought of. I could have said exaggerated, like a human being, but no, look at me, I'm Michael. I use big words, and even then, like, there's still like a little bit of like negativity towards myself in there. But a lot of it now, I noticed like a significant change when going from going to 4chan every day to like stopping entirely. There's a fucking hard change in the way that you view yourself and the way you view the world, because you don't view the world from some like fucking bastardized point of view that's being twisted by people who want you to hate yourself because they hate themselves. Um, and so anybody that goes there, you know, if you actually are entertained by going there and you don't have any sort of like uh, personal emotional problems, like self-esteem problems or anything like that, and you enjoy going there, you keep on fucking going there. I'm not telling you to like stop. Like, if you're doing something that you enjoy and it's not negatively affecting you, yeah, see, there's attempt one done. Uh, like, if it's not negatively affecting you and you're enjoying it, and it's not negatively affecting anyone else, of course, then keep on fucking doing it. That's the whole point of living, is doing what you want. Um, but yeah, if you are having like self-esteem issues and you go there, maybe you stop for a little while. Go to like other more like public places to get like gaming news, and if you want to like watch anime, don't go on slash A and bitch about anime. Don't go on fucking slash V and bitch about anime. Excuse me, because V is the anime board. Um, but yeah, just don't go on A and bitch about anime. Go watch yourself some fucking One Punch Man, Yu Yu Hakusho, anything. Go watch fucking anything. You can fucking watch Lucky Star. You can fucking watch whatever the fuck kind of weeb shit you want. I thought the elevator was there. Um, go watch whatever you want. And you know, I'm one to talk about weeb shit. I anime has been a part of my life for like ever. So, um, I might talk about that in the next episode, because the next episode's a lot of just sort of cleanup work. Um, Also, when we get back to the gargoyles, there's gonna be a lot of bitching, because I've been saving up all of my negative energy for this like past 10 minutes, this last 10 minutes, because holy shit, I'm human currently. I used my last humanity that I got from the fucking Taurus demon to go human, and I'm gonna go up there, and I'm going to summon Solaire to fight the gargoyles with me. And how Solaire does a lot of fucking damage to the gargoyles. He does so much goddamn damage. He's a I guess it's like he's a fucking big bumbling idiot. He's like, as Patches puts it later on in the game, he is the strongest idiot ever, and you should keep him on your side. Solaire is so fucking useful in that fight, especially with this whole situation going on. Um and fucking just watch. Like, I fucking hate Dark Souls AI so goddamn much, but at the same time, you're not gonna find any like summons. You're not gonna find any like people. You know, because the servers suck and you're restricted to like Maneater Mildred or some fucking jobber like that. Yeah, I'll continue to bitch as things pop up. But also, speaking of Maneater Mildred, uh, I think there's a quite the funny story about why she's even in the game in the first place. And turns out when Dark Souls 1 originally launched, they there used to be a I don't think it may have been somebody that works at FromSoft that used to pose as a character called Maneater Mildred and use the cleaver or whatever that used to like invade a bunch, and then like it was just like such a fucking inside joke amongst the community that they just added her in the game. And I think that shit like that is so fucking cool from FromSoft that they would just take like little community things and just make them official parts of the game. But at the same fucking time, FromSoft is such a fucking stupid company that I've already explained why. Also, look at fucking Solaire. Look at fucking Solaire for a second. Oh, look, the enemy behind the fog wall or aggro. I gotta go fight them. You passed the fucking fog wall, you dummy. I get that your character is that you're kind of like a gullible, stupid piece of shit. Not piece of shit, but stupid and gullible part's true. But fucking Christ, just see, look at the damage. Boom! Look at that fucking damage difference between fucking shield and Solaire's sword. Now, I want you to keep that in mind for the rest of the fight, because holy shit, there's one point that pissed me off so fucking much. I'm getting flustered right now just thinking about it. Also, because I have the shield, of course, I'm fighting with the shield, and it makes everything super slow. It gives you a little bit more time to appreciate some of the smaller details, the smaller details in Dark Souls environments. And like looking at this guy, like you see the gargoyle over there is completely covered in armor and has the helmet and has his tail, and this guy over here does not have his tail, does not have a helmet, does not have any armor, and I think his wings are like, yeah, his wings are all fucked up too. Which I think is like a really interesting little design choice that they would even do that for such like an early game weak boss. Which, you know, I say weak now, but I mean fucking look at what I'm doing. And look at the bell gargoyle on the bottom, the bottom health bar. Look at you fucking. That's like what, 1 or 2 hits from Solaire? Yeah, I think we can all agree on that. That's 1 or 2 hits from Solaire. Alright? Now keep that in mind with what Solaire is about to fucking do for the rest of this goddamn fight as he's in it. I'm fucking angry right now. Because this shit's fucking stupid. Also, I'm not gonna... Yeah, see, look, he goes to fight the other one, and then he fucking dies. Like, he could have easily just taken out the one that is, you know, close to dying, but FromSoft doesn't know how to fucking program AI well because, oh, it's a single-player experience. Go fuck yourself, FromSoft. Don't have any sort of fucking AI compatriots that you can fucking summon if they're not gonna do their fucking job. Anyhow, I like how I still haven't even like made the joke about this being the hottest build of all time because I got 2 heater shields. Also, my character's name is Hot with 2 T's in all caps. I would have spaced it out, but they don't allow spaces in Dark Souls 1 names for some fucking reason. But yeah, if Solaire would have fucking got that one guy, if he would have got that one gargoyle, I would have fucking won. And I know that I just spoiled that I lost this fight, but with as much as I'm fucking complaining, you should have picked it up with the fucking context clues by now. That, oh my fucking god, if, like, sometimes, man, I just want to cheat and just use, like, the hand axe or something that I picked up. Sometimes I just want to go back and get that fucking halberd and just start a fucking halberd run. But, you know, I've dedicated myself to this. And also, another thing I fucking hate about this boss fight is just so much fucking flame breath, man. There's so much fucking flame breath. But yeah, this is a fucking consistent theme with this playthrough so far, is multiple tries on relatively easy enemies and getting to like the last chunk of their health bar and dying. That's a consistent fucking theme that you guys are going to notice super hardcore when it comes to the 4th episode. Because that episode is pretty fucking interesting. Yeah, but I think like even like as soon as Solaire died, I kind of like gave up hope. Like I kept on fighting, of course, because like what if I do it? But I mean, look at me. I got fucking 4 Estus. I do 14 damage with two-handing, my only like applicable weapon so far in the game. And it's so fucking infuriating. Like I don't like what I'm gonna do. Okay, is once I'm done with all the little like cleanup crew bullshit that I do in the next episode, and the little special treat that I got lined up for the fourth one. Uh, I'm gonna go fucking fight Capra and go to the depths, and I'm gonna get so much humanity from those fucking rats. You don't understand, bro. But I think we're closing in on like the last minute. I die like fucking like right here. I think. Yeah, right there. I just get so fucking overwhelmed, and I even like I throw the fucking controller on the ground so hard that I go to the Xbox home. Uh it's very infuriating. Like I said, I had to take a fucking break. Like I had to take a good like 10 to 15 minute break, and yeah, around here was also when I know I keep on fucking mentioning him in this playthrough, but Plague of Gripes started streaming right about here, and I think right here I'm yelling at one of my family members in the same room. It's like I fucking almost had it. Ah, shit. But anyhow, that's the end of this episode. Didn't get the bell gargoyles. We will save them for another time. We will come back better and stronger than ever before, and I'll see you guys in the next episode where we play cleanup.
One more time. One more time.